All right, what's up, homies? Welcome back to another fun team preview. We got another dual preview for you. We got Miami, we got Virginia, little ACC medicine for you.
We need more energy. Okay. Yep, we're back. Got a few more, but yeah, we haven't done much of the ACC, if at all.
This is our first one.
Yeah. So now we're going ACC, Trenton squad, Miami. But first, we're starting with Virginia. That is a nice little kind of hockey.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I like it. I got it for Christmas a couple years ago. Yeah, I like it.
No, Virginia.
Start off with Virginia.
What you got on them?
I don't know. Immediate thoughts. They start off really hot. We just looked at it. They beat Baylor. They beat Illinois. They beat Michigan.
Close loss to Houston.
Yeah, and then, after starting off about 8-0, 10-0, whatever it was, they play Houston in a really close battle, really good defensive game. Two teams that really like to value the basketball, play slower, good defense. They lose that one. Then immediately after that, they lose to Miami before reeling off some wins again. And I don't know. It's been a weird year since those two losses for Virginia. They've had a couple losses you wouldn't expect. They've had some
Boston College.
They've had some closer games than you'd think. They narrowly escaped Notre Dame, who only won a couple games in the league this year. I don't know, just an up and down season for Virginia, but they played really well tonight, so maybe they're starting to figure it out again.
Yeah, they lost to North Carolina like 4 games ago, but now they've won 3 straight, and they beat them tonight, knocked North Carolina out of contention for March, essentially. Yeah. So, really good team, I'd say. They are 24-6, and they tied for first, and they lost. They had tied for the first best record in the ACC with Miami. They did lose to Miami head-to-head, but technically they tied for first.
Yeah, they shared the ACC title, so which is kind of weird. I feel like we deserved it, but it's okay. No, we shouldn't have lost to some of the teams we did, so we can't really blame the rules when we blow a 28-point lead against Florida State. So we kind of talked about valuing. God, I can't talk tonight. Valuing the basketball, and what we kind of mean by that in terms of Virginia is kind of the traditional. They play a bit slower than some teams. They're about at 68 points per game, but they're only allowing 60.5. That's 9th in the NCAA for context. So good defensive team, and you would think a lot of the teams like Arizona, we score a lot and we have a lot of assists, but Virginia, they have 16 assists per game, which tells me they play slow, but even if they're getting a lot less points, still share the ball really well.
That's a really good sign.
They're an efficient team for the most part. They just don't put up as many shots as a lot of the high-profile offenses that you think of. But they got guys that are experienced. Kihei Clark, 5th-year senior. He actually is the all-time leader in the ACC in wins as a player.
Is he their main point guard, or he's okay?
Yeah. But he's a 5th-year player, got a COVID year, so he's been playing for 5 years. But all-time wins leader, and he's just kind of been sturdy for him. And
he's averaging about 11 and 6. I don't know though. They have 3 guys in double figures. He's one of them, but one thing, I guess, before I don't want to forget this, their injury.
Yeah.
To one of their better shooters.
Ben Vanderplas, Yeah. He's mostly a shooter. He can get it done on the inside a little bit too. He's kind of I guess he's a stretch 4, if you want to determine, if you want to call him by a position or something. But he broke his wrist, and I think he's out for the rest of the season. I actually just found that out today. I was looking at the stats of the North Carolina game, and I looked at him, and he didn't play. I was going to look and see why, and I saw that he's out for the year, so yeah. But I think the other guys you were getting at is Armand Franklin, probably.
He's their leading scorer.
Yeah. And then Gardner.
Yeah, Franklin and Clark are guards, but Gardner's a forward on the team, and all 3 are pretty close, but they're all in double figures. I mean, you got to figure they have to have a really good tournament if Virginia's going to do anything.
Yeah.
But some balance there, not just one guy at like 20.
So, yeah, and then they've got the Defensive Player of the Year in the conference in Reese Beekman, who made a pretty meteoric rise last year as, I think, a sophomore. I think he's a junior now. But hasn't really taken as big of a step forward on the offensive side as I thought he would, but still an incredible defensive player. So, I don't know. Gives them some balance, too.
No, yeah, they definitely have balance. And I don't know. They're one of those teams that I don't know what to think. I guess I don't view them as high as, I guess, they're like AP poll ranking.
Mm-hmm.
But part of that is just like ignorance on my part, I think.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if I could say I have as much faith in Virginia either. They're pretty susceptible. Their offense is just not as good as they have been in years past. Like, their defense carries them, but when they made runs, their offense was, I feel like, considerably better than they are this year. They don't really have guys that can just go out and get buckets for you. They're kind of balanced, They can score at times, but they don't have a Kyle Guy, a Ty Jerome, trying to think.
Almost said DeAndre Hunter, but he was kind of defensive.
He was kind of he had his spurts and stuff, but
no, that
Malcolm Brogdon's.
There you go. Yeah. Like star players that.
And London Parentes, he was pretty good for them back in the day. So.
They've had a lot of really good, I don't know, talented guys. And their rotation, just due to the injury to Vander Plas. They're down to playing like 7 guys a game, and one of those guys was averaging about 12 and a half minutes. So short rotation, which, I mean, they're not the first team we've said this for, but that matters, especially if you're not used to playing like that all year and you lose a really good player.
Right around this time is when most teams are going to start shortening their rotations anyway. So I don't think it's a huge deal on that end. I think it's a big deal for them offensively, though, to lose a guy that can stretch the floor like he can for them. I don't know. It's kind of danger zone for me. They don't have a knockdown shooter on the team anymore. Clark he's streaky, but I don't know.
I don't know. They're currently awaiting the winner of Clemson, NC State. Looks like it's going to be Clemson.
Clemson
crazy
all over NC State right now. Kind of surprises me, to be honest. But Clemson's had their number. Going to beat them 3 times probably. So
what do you think, Clemson, Virginia?
That'll be an interesting game. It'll be a really good front court matchup with Hunter Tyson, PJ Hall going up against Franklin and not Shedrick, the other big guy. Starts with a K. I can think of his name, for Virginia. Their center. He's mediocre at best. No, it'll be interesting to see that matchup for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
I would guess that I would actually pick Clemson in that game, I think.
Really? Okay. They look pretty good tonight.
Yeah, they're playing well, and they have so much to play for right now.
It's kind of a bubble. Yeah.
And just watching Virginia on the offensive side of the ball. They looked good today, but I think a lot of that is more attributed to UNC's defense, who is terrible. They were running basic like flex cut, backdoor, just cutting offense, and North Carolina didn't want any part of playing defense tonight. So I don't know if you can really give that much credit to Virginia for running a junior high offense. So,
jeez. Speaking of junior high offense, let's go to Miami. No, but like this is your team, obviously, for everyone who watches, and I don't know, just
where do you think it starts for Miami? What's your
my big guy
analysis?
is a Pack. Weirdly enough, I mean, I like shooters, so I think that's part of it. But no, it's just whenever I watch Miami, I know Isaiah Wong for them won Player of the Year, and Omer, kind of your guy down low. And I've noticed it, but you made me realize how good he is. But I think of like him and Pack. I think if those 2 guys are playing well, they're hard to beat.
Yeah,
I don't. I agree with that. I view Miami.
But. Yeah,
I don't know. I'm impressed with them. Like, I'm surprised.
They're a good team. They just drive me nuts.
Oh yeah.
Watching them try to close out games it's like watching a horrible car accident. It's just awful, but you can't take your eyes off. But
yeah, you can take your eyes. What happened today? Want to break it down?
Want to break it down? There's really nothing to break down other than we're up 18.
Oh, okay.
And then we just go through a slight lull on offense where we can't score, and the other team just starts making everything they shoot. It happens every game. You could watch us try to close the game against Virginia earlier this year. If you want to get a good grasp of how good Miami is at closing out games, or how bad we are rather, watch like the ending of Georgia Tech. Both games, our most recent 2 games against Pitt. Actually, all 3 games against, both games against Pitt. Georgia Tech, countless Florida State, nearly every game that we go up 20 this year. Watch like the highlights of the second half, and you will be floored at how bad we are at closing out games.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it a bit. You've lived it, I guess.
It's a disaster.
But what leads to that? Is it just for Miami? I think their biggest thing is
I think they
defense,
just relax.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how it's possible that they can't learn, that they can't relax, but it seems like they just get sloppy with the ball on offense and they stop focusing on defense. And I don't know why. You see it happen over and over again where you get a 15-point lead and you blow it and barely win. It's like, why not just keep the pedal down and win big like Duke did today?
Yeah, no, my big question with Miami is just, are they going to play good enough defense to keep advancing? They give up, which I did not know. Once I looked into this a little more, it was more alarming. Like, I knew defensively kind of not the best, but they're giving up 44.8, like a field goal percentage to opponents of 44.8%. That's 254th in college basketball. That's terrible.
A lot of that comes down to not having any defensive presence inside. Yeah. Omir's good. He's an athlete, but he's 6'7", and he's our biggest guy. I mean, we don't have a rim protector at all. Teams slash in against our little guards. They post up our guards, and
you're screwed.
It's rough.
I don't know.
We badly should have tried to pursue a bigger, like a transfer center. I really wish we would have. That could have given us a little bit of rim protection on the inside, but we don't have one. So I don't know. Got to figure it out. But.
Well, Mayer, he's 10 rebounds a game, a block in there. Like, he's playing really good. Mm-hmm. I think I had noticed, but I saw one of your tweets actually.
What, about him rebounding?
Yeah, and I was like, I made fun of it on the pod, but like it was revealing, and then I started to notice him more.
It's impressive. So. I don't know if I've ever seen someone that's so undersized as he is at the position rebound as hard as he does. Like, he's one of the best offensive rebounders in the country at 6'7". So
yeah, he's not. What even? That's like a normal. Well, you could be
a
small
3 or a 4. Yeah.
And he's playing center for you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the small ball is interesting, but it's not good if
it makes us really hard to guard on offense.
Yeah.
Well, at least say that.
It's nice to have that, but if that's like your default, then there's situations where it's gonna kind of screw you over.
There's certain times in games where it feels like we just rely on forcing turnovers to get stops. Either we force a turnover or they score. I don't know. It gets kind of scary sometimes.
Yeah. No, Pack, just so people know what I'm talking about, he's like over 43% from deep on the year, averaging about over 13 points. Like, I don't know. I've just been over 2 assists, but the point with Pack is I teased about him because he got, an NIL deal to come to Miami. But early on in the year, at least from like being kind of a passive, not following Miami like you, but I was just like, okay, he got a lot of money. He's okay. But like lately, whenever I kind of pop into the games, he seems to be hitting big shots, and I don't know. I would say money well spent. Like, in all honesty,
right. Yeah.
Like I don't know. He's really good. I've been really. He's like.
Speaking of which, I don't know how related to college basketball this is, but Ruiz, for the quote unquote booster for Miami that he owns Life Wallet. He's owns the NIL deal with Pack and Wong and a bunch of the Cavender twins, all them. He's actually suing the NCAA in the next coming weeks. He is trying to say that he's not even a booster. Just because he has NIL deals with the kids doesn't mean that he's a booster for the school. And recently he got in trouble for being a booster, providing impermissible benefits to the Cavender twins on the women's basketball team. And he's fighting that right now and saying that he's not a booster, which I don't know exactly the definition, but
I don't know.
Just something to watch because that's pretty big news. Miami
suing the NCAA.
He's suing the NCAA.
Yeah, that's kind of big. So, that is interesting. And like Wong also, made a splash with the NIL. Mm-hmm. But I don't know who I've been really touting Pack. We touched on Almir, but like what else is?
Well, Miller's been really good this year. He is incredibly efficient, and you know what's really cool is that he had told us he came on after the game. He came on the post game with the guys, and
today,
man, he is he is a smart guy. He talks like a coach, and you can just tell that he knows exactly what he's talking about. But he was telling a story about how he was playing with his older brothers growing up, and he was always undersized and not as strong, and he had to figure out ways to finish on the inside. And he really attributes that to why he's so good at finishing around the basket now. And he is incredible for his size to have like the footwork he does. He's pivots and I don't know. He's a really good footwork guy. So I don't know, pretty impressive.
Yeah, you're a big Jordan Miller fan. I don't know. Did he get any ACC honors or no?
Second team All ACC. I think that's it. But Wong got Player of the Year. That's something to say, I guess.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. What do you think, Wong? Like, how key? I guess for you guys looking to the tournament last year, you go on a really cool run, make the Elite Eight. But how good does Wong have to play for you guys to make it far? Like, you would think he's a Player of the Year, he's your guy, but at least for me watching, I don't feel
I would rather he just play more efficient. Honestly, I don't care if he scores 20 or 10. Just limit the turnovers and take good shots is what I would really like from him, because he's one of those guys that can shoot you into a game and he can shoot you right out of one. So sometimes good to have on your team, sometimes can hurt the team a little bit, but overall most of the year he's been pretty good. I think he's averaging 16, 17 a game, something like that.
Yeah.
On pretty good shooting numbers, better than you would expect. If you actually watch the games, you'd think, man, he takes a lot of bad shots sometimes, but he's a shot maker. He makes a lot of crazy shots. So I don't know. He's a really talented player. Just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hurts sometimes. So
yeah. No, I don't know what to expect from Miami this year. Honestly, though, like
I don't either. It feels like the team feels so much like last year's team that it feels like we could go on a run again, but at the same time, it feels like a team that could lose really early too.
Yeah, no, I get that. I don't know. I'd say Sweet 16 is where I'm at. I don't know.
It's
kind of a cozy place, but
Miami's probably the most confusing team for me, just because I've watched them play so many games. They usually end up on the right side of the game, but man, does it look ugly getting there at the end. So then you put that with March and some team, I could very easily. They're probably going to get a 5-12 game. They're going to get a hard 12.
Notorious.
It's going to be something.
That's really terrible. Like, that's one of the statistically, those are where you get some good upsets usually. And
I will guess right now. I'll say they'll probably end up either playing VCU or Drake. And those two teams have been playing really well
there.
Probably VCU.
Okay. Yeah, you were telling me about Drake, I think, kind of.
They've been on a roll lately.
Yeah. Oh, no, Larranaga, I think he's done a really good job. You kind of were saying how you were skeptical at first because injuries, but you guys won. Yeah. You did terrible in the ACC for a few years.
Yeah, there was about a 3-year stretch where our team really went just down the dumpster. But Larranaga, kudos to him. He brought in a couple really good transfers in Miller and O'Meara and Pack, obviously. But yeah, no, it's worked out for the better. Our team stayed healthy, knock on wood, the last 2 seasons. So hopefully we can keep that up.
Yeah. No, where we didn't do this for Virginia. Where do you see them?
I honestly think they might lose in the second round.
I don't disagree with that. I say
I think they'll probably be a 4 seed, so they'll probably play a 5 right away. I wouldn't be surprised if that 5, whoever it is, beats them.
Would that be the Sweet 16 they play 5? Or would that be the second?
Yeah, it'd be the second game.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with that. I think so Miami. I say Sweet 16.
I think Virginia. I think Virginia could get bounced early.
Yeah.
I think they're both kind of risky teams, but I think like you said, Miami high ceiling, low floor. Virginia medium ceiling, low floor.
Yeah, I them like Sweet 16 or round of 32 or Sweet 16 hovering in there. I'd be surprised if they went any farther.
With Miami, like I think Virginia will win their first game. I don't know. I think Miami could lose their first game or make it to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, that's scary, especially this time of year. Like during the regular season, as a fan, not that it's easy to watch a team almost blow a lead or playing a tight game when it shouldn't be close. But like then when it's like the season's over, if you lose, it makes it that much worse when they love to play close and these chaotic, crazy.
Well, games. They did it all year last year too.
Yeah.
They just did. I mean, even in the tournament, they had a 10, 15-point lead on USC first round, nearly blew it. They
got very close.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the other room tracking down my phone as you were out here suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was the same stuff last year, too. I think it's a coaching thing. I don't think Larranaga does a very good job of encouraging his team to slam down the gas when they're up. I listened to Shire during halftime of the Pitt Duke game today, and he just says, like, every question they asked him, he says, I'm not really worried about that. I just want to finish them off. Like, I just want to put the pedal to the, floor and put them down early.
And Miami plays Duke. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I think it'll be a really good game. We have a tendency to play in close games, so.
Yeah. Tough game.
Yeah, it will be a tough game. Duke's playing their best basketball of the year. Definitely a different team than that came into Coral Gables when we beat them by 24 a couple weeks ago, maybe 3-4 weeks ago.
They're going to want revenge from that.
But Duke looked very comfortable today, and Miami looked sus at the end. So it'll be interesting to see. I think we usually play to the competition. I think that big-time matchup like Duke, we lost to them in the semifinals last year. Hoping we can get it done this year. I think we will.
Okay.
I think we might.
Yeah. That'd be good to see.
I think that our team is better than Duke, but I don't know. It depends which Miami's going to show up. Is it going to be the one that gets lackadaisical in the second half, or is it going to be the one that tries to finish the deal? I don't know.
Yeah,
I could see us getting a 10-point lead and then watching it shrink away slowly until Duke wins at the end.
Yeah, now I can.
Either that's going to happen or we're going to narrowly survive. Stay tuned.
Yeah, no, do stay tuned. We got some more. What do we got? 5 teams left?
Yeah.
I
think so.
Yeah.
We have Gonzaga.
We have some Big 12, Texas,
TCU, Kansas State.
And we're missing a team. Marquette.
That's
5.
That might be the 5.
That might be, okay. No, we'll be coming at you, and this will all be done, before Selection Sunday or by the time the bracket comes out, I think.
Yeah, it'll be close either way.
Yeah, so you'll have plenty of time, these are out. We're trying to do this so you have plenty of time.
I assume, what do we just probably do 2 more tomorrow?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And we're coming out with the pod tomorrow. So.
Yep.
So, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Oh, your big thing, like and subscribe.
Oh yeah,
I remembered it, but I remembered it at the end. But yeah,
it's
like
late.
and subscribe.
If you're still listening, it's a big benefit to us if you like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Also, if you want to turn on your post notifications, that might help you keep up to date too.
Especially the next few days.
Yeah, we got a lot of content coming out right now, so if you want to stay up to date, that would be the best way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night, everyone.
Yep. Night.
Or morning if you're watching this in the morning.
That's true.